All right, welcome back, everybody. I was obviously just live with Connor Griffin, number one high school prospect in the country, but I have the man, the myth, the legend, the host back. Before we get into our guest, Daniel, how are you doing tonight?
I'm phenomenal, man. It's been a good weekend and ready to hit Monday rolling. So we got great guests, and as always, we are blessed to have them. So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, no doubt. And tonight's guest is unique, man. We've had 400 guests on, right? But we've never had someone who's done what Jillian has had. Jill, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. Just finished school, getting back home, relaxing.
Absolutely. I mean, living the college life, you got to do your academics, got to do your athletics. You're kind of like doubling down on athletics. So I imagine it, can be a lot. But before we get into all that, let's break the ice. Let's talk first. Earlier I was watching, saw the WNBA draft was happening, and I want to ask you about the NCAA tournament. The numbers came out. More people watch women's basketball than men's basketball in the NCAA tournament. So as a female athlete, how much does it excite you to see women's sports doing what they're doing, specifically on the basketball front?
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. I don't know, like I think I've already seen this coming, like women in sports and everything has been growing and growing, and it's just awesome to see like in person. We had like my whole team at house watching the Iowa and UConn game, so it's getting really big and it's awesome to experience. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's the star power, right? And and it wasn't just Caitlin Clark. They talked about it. Obviously, I'm an LSU guy, so there was the Angel Reese's and the Flash Johnson. But of the four teams that were in the Final Four, every one of them had a superstar. And when you have girls that can take over a sport like that, and it's the same thing in your sport. But when you have someone of that kind of stature, people are going to gravitate. They're going to tune in. But what the best part is, I'm sure that you can appreciate is there are young girls watching saying, hey, I can do that one day. And that's the biggest thing, right? Seeing somebody that they can imagine themselves being.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Um, I mean, growing up, I don't think I've ever watched women's basketball or, I don't think any like female sport like either pro or either and collegiate. So like being in college now and just everybody talking about it on social media and going home and my parents talking about it, friends talking about basketball. um I mean, it's just awesome to see how much it's grown and stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. So before we get into your story, let's go music for a second. If you could go see any musical artist anywhere, who are you going to see? Where are you going to see them?
um I mean, I saw SZA live in San Diego, so I think I'd do that one more time, maybe in LA. Yeah.
Nice. LA, I don't know. Daniel, doesn't it take like 5 hours of traffic to get to that concert?
I mean, you got to take off the full day to go through LA.
Jill's gonna have that
Yeah.
helicopter ready, ready.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk sports anywhere. If you could go see whether it's a specific player or it's a team, and you could go see them anywhere, who are you going to see? Where are you going to see them?
I've actually never been to a NBA game, so I think I'd go to a Lakers game.
Nice.
It's LeBron over there.
So I think the way it played out, I think they're hosting the play-in game. So if you could get the
I
tickets to
don't.
this upcoming game in like a day or two, you're there.
Yeah, I'm there.
Daniel, make the phone call.
Yeah.
Let me call my boy, LeBron James. Have you heard of him?
No, I'm calling. I know Bronny. Yeah, no, don't know it either.
Yeah, yeah. If I could make that call, I mean, that'd be phenomenal. But
If it's a Grizzlies game, we got you though. You ever in Memphis? Holler
yeah,
at me.
we'll hook you up.
All right.
No problem. So, Jill, let's get into you. Obviously I wake up. I'm a crazy guy. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. I'm in the gym by 5, and one of the things that I like to do in the morning is turn on ESPN, and that's that first batch of Sports Center, um, from 5 to 6 is where I first saw your story, and I got to digging a little bit deeper, and obviously got on Twitter, and I was like, oh man, like this is pretty impressive. So before we start, I just want to take a minute to acknowledge the fact that you're badass, and I appreciate you coming on here because I'm sure there's a lot of people knocking on the door, calling you, texting you, just wanting to get the same thing that we're getting from you, which is your story. So I appreciate you spending the time with us on that
Um,
front. So yeah. So with that, we got to go to the beginning. Tell me a little bit about home. Where are you from?
from Anaheim, California, right by Disneyland.
Anaheim. That's Jim's favorite baseball team. They
Really, it's
reside
my
there.
favorite. Yeah.
He says that because I pick them to win every year, despite how bad they are, and they've yet to do it. And I figure if I keep doing it, at some point I got to be right. So far, I'm like wrong like 5 years in a row on this show, but at some point, if I keep doing it, they will.
Fun, fun
Hopefully,
fact.
eventually, if we're still here.
Hey, fun fact. I just watched them beat the Rays a few minutes ago, and Mike Trout hit a bomb that if it wasn't an indoor stadium, it would have traveled out of the park.
I mean, that's my
Yes, on that too.
justification. They have the best player. I just feel like at some point it's got to matter.
Yeah.
Well, in your defense, it was always something like it was all right. They got Joe Madden, so you felt like, oh, he's going to change the culture and they're going to do something, and then nothing happened. And then they got Mike Trout, and then you're like, oh, they just signed him big time. He's like, they're going to build around him. He's going to be the guy. That didn't pan out. Then they got Otani. That didn't pan out. So now here we are, and so. But long story short, yeah, they're
You,
due to
you know
win.
what I wonder, Daniel? Because Jill said it. She said if they stay there. Let me ask you a question. This wasn't on our notes. Jill, if you were in Oakland where every team has left, how would you feel?
If I was in Oakland and
So the Raiders have left,
oh
the
yeah.
Warriors have left, like, and now the talk of the A's, like every team you like root for, they leave you. How would you feel?
I mean, watching how Oakland played too, I don't think I'd be surprised,
She said,
honestly.
good riddance. I
Honestly.
need a new team.
They need,
Yeah.
they need a restart. They need to reinvent themselves.
Yeah.
Um, so from Anaheim, what's family life like? You got mom, dad, brothers, sisters.
Yeah, so I got mom and dad and a twin brother at home.
Oh, buddy,
Yeah.
how was growing up? Like, so we've had siblings of different ages, but like in that realm where they're playing on the same teams or like a little bit older, but they're growing up. They're around the same age. There's fighting, there's arguing, there's bickering, there's all this stuff going on, but at the end of it there's a lot of heavy competition that's bred through that. So let me ask you, with you and your brother obviously being twins, is it the same dynamic?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we always played together growing up from like when we started when we were 3 years old to he stopped playing, I think when we were like 10 for a little bit. And then so I was kind of by myself until we got to high school. He started up again, but we went to different high schools. So we got lucky enough that we would play against each other, which was probably the best thing ever. I mean, like knowing that I was gonna play him that week, like it would just be like shit talking back and forth and back and forth. It was
I
awesome.
mean, I bet the dinner table was eventful. I mean,
Yeah.
so with that, who's your biggest influence growing up? Is it someone in your family? Is it a coach? Is it none of the above? Is it like a celebrity?
My parents are a really big influence to me. They got their own small business that they've really grown since they were like 19, 20. Um, I've seen my mom work 14 hours, 14-hour weeks, or 14 hours a day, sorry. just like grinding through the day. I think that's really and like it's become instilled in me that I've had to grind with baseball or softball or working out or school, whatever it is. So my parents are really big influence to me.
Yeah, it kind of puts things in perspective when you go to school and you're like, man, it's been a long day. And then you go and think about like what your mom's doing 14 hours,
Yeah.
just grand. You're like, oh, okay, my day wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
So, growing up, tell me like, what does it look like? Is from an athletic standpoint, is it multiple sports? Is it baseball only? Is it softball only? Is it everything? Like what was
uh
your
gen-
story?
Generally baseball I've stuck with the most. I've tried out different sports. I've done soccer, basketball, cross country. I mean, I've definitely tried out different sports, but nothing really stuck with me except for baseball.
All right. And so
That's the
that
one
was
thing I did in the long run.
gotcha. So that was the push all the way up until high school.
Yeah,
And so what high school did you go to?
Anaheim High School.
Anaheim High School. And then once you got to high school, is it still just baseball?
I did basketball my freshman year and cross country. What is it? My freshman and sophomore year, but still did baseball my whole 4 years there.
Well, let me lay out the accolades here because this is an impressive list. So at the top of the list, honorary SB for women in sports. I will never get an SB in anything. I'll probably never win an award in anything. So like when that's the lead, like I'm immediately impressed. You were Orange League MVP. You were 2022 All CIF, 2022 Orange County All Star, All Orange League First Team, 2021-22 Orange County Register Female Athlete of the Year, State Athlete of the Year. On top of all of that, you go 12-0 on the mound. You hit 360 at the plate. Yeah, your high school career record in pitching was 20-0. Led the team to 2022 Orange Championship, and doing all that from the athletic standpoint, you were also principal's honor roll from an academic standpoint. Just getting it done all the way around, just the total package. So breaking down playing high school baseball and having that success pitching and batting as well in the classroom, like what do you like? How do you balance it all? How does that happen?
Honestly, I think everything just became routine to me. When I would work out, obviously go to school, practice, come home, eat, do homework, maybe work out again or go hit. I think just setting a routine for myself has really helped me be successful, you know?
Yeah, when you're busy like that, it's almost you have to maximize as much time as you can with those different things because like I only have 2 hours of this and then I've got to move on to the very next thing. So within these 2 hours, I got to get after it.
Yeah.
Um, so what was recruiting then like for you? Obviously, with these kind of stats, there's got to be some type of future past high school. So what does that recruiting process look like?
Well, I never got any interest with schools in baseball, surprisingly, even after my senior year and I was graduated. But I did,
So let me ask you this though. Did you go seeking colleges to play baseball or
yeah.
nobody just so when you're doing that, what are they telling you? Like are they just giving you like the hey, we'll take you into consideration, we'll look at everything and we'll get back to you, or are they just telling you off the rip no, like we're
I
good?
mean, some like, okay, yeah, we'll take you in consideration, never hear back, or I would just get nothing back at all, you know. But in my junior year of high school, I decided I was going to do travel softball just to give myself more options for school. And so I did travel softball and then high school baseball during while school was in whatever during the year. And yeah,
When you say you're doing travel softball, and to me it sounds like you're like, all right, I'm going to just mix this little layer to my
yeah.
game. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to play some softball. I'm going to give myself, make myself a little bit more marketable for colleges. What is the transition? Is there a learning curve when you do that, or do you just kind of everything translates pretty well from the game of baseball to softball, and you pick it up pretty good, and you just kind of roll with it?
It did take me a while to transition. I mean, fielding was probably the easiest. I think the only thing I had to learn that was different was being quicker, like getting the ball out of my glove and, because bases are shorter. But I think hitting was the hardest for me. It took me a few months to get my timing down. The ball spins different. Um, yeah, I think that was it. Base running's kind of easy. Just don't lead off. So,
What is what does the day then look like if you're because both of these sports are occurring at the same time? Like, are
yeah.
you literally going from one game to the other and playing a softball game and a baseball game in the same day, or like
Are
what's
you
it
talking
look
about
like?
college right now?
No, just when you decide I'm going to play travel softball, you're still playing baseball as well, correct?
Yeah, well, I would do travel softball in the summer or like summer break or whatever, or winter break, and baseball would be either the off season in like the fall and obviously during high school season too.
Gotcha. So um you end up, settling with California State University San Marcos. What was it about that school where you're like, that's where I'm going to go?
I mean, the coaches were amazing. They really like I went on a visit, loved the campus. I mean, it's amazing here. They just believed in me, they supported me with my baseball stuff too. That was a big what do you call it? A big thing for me that I wanted from my coaches in college was them to support me doing my USA baseball stuff and all of that. So I think that was probably one of the number one things. And then plus obviously they have a very successful program. We went to the World Series last year and obviously made a postseason run the year before I was there. So that was also a big factor in why I chose to go there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you mentioned Team USA. Let's go there. The opportunity to wear the red, white, and blue to go play on a national stage, play with the best of the best, play against the best of the best. Just how excited were you for that opportunity?
I mean, it's all I've been looking forward to since I was like 12 years old. I would show up to USA baseball events, starting at that age and just hoping and working towards making that national team. And finally making it in 2022 was like one of the best accomplishments I think I've ever had. And it's amazing, just being able to wear that jersey and go and play with the best against the best. It's awesome.
Yeah, so let's talk about some key moments. Obviously, you played in all five games, but let's start with the shutout against Canada. 5 innings, 3 hit balls, striking out three, earned the win. We talk about this moment. You talk about the opportunity. Did it feel every good as a bit as good as you thought it would when you got to that stage and you were able to be successful?
Yeah, it was awesome. This was I pitched against Canada twice, so I don't know if you're talking about last year's or the 2022 year.
The one before you got to college, right? Like because you did the year before college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that was awesome. I think that was
That
that was
that's the
the
thing. You
first.
you you have so much success, Jill. We don't even know what years we're talking about anymore.
Well, here, I'll talk about both. So the first time I well, obviously my first time on the team, I pitched against Canada. I think it was like a friendly series against Canada. We played 5 games against them. And, I got my opportunity to pitch against them. And I think every time I'm on the mound, it's just like I'm in like I'm just in a mode where I don't think, I don't overthink. I'm just like trying to get the job done. And, it was awesome. I mean, just being able to be successful in that moment was something that I've dreamed of.
Yeah, so let's talk about on the other side. It doesn't say specifically which year, but nonetheless, I think you'll know which one. You hit a double that cleared the bases against Hong Kong. What's a moment like that? We talk about the pitching, but on the other side, when I imagine you hit it to that gap, and you felt good when it came off the bat, and then you see
Yeah.
all those runs put up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it was electric. I mean, we needed to win. We were just on a roll. We were winning every game by I don't even know how many runs. Just running up the scoreboard and getting that base clearing double. It was awesome. I mean, yeah.
So when you transition, because you played before college, when you transition into college, and you're on such a high and you're playing on such a high level, are you still engaged, energetic, excited because you're going to get to play college ball, or is it not a knock, but is it kind of a slight letdown because you just got done doing what you even said was your dream?
No, I love college. I love this team. They make it exciting. The teams we play, like our conference is not a walk in the park. Every team it's a tough series, no matter who we play. If we're playing, the bottom of the conference or the top of the conference, it's gonna be a tough series. And I think that's what makes it so fun and exciting is the competition that I have here. It's just I think that's what drives me too is being able to play against the best, no matter where I am.
Yeah, so when you get there, I love somebody who's, available to play wherever. Obviously, a lot of people refer to it as a utility position, but I usually think of guys or girls like that that's not a starter. Like for you, you started in 47 games. That's not what it was. But 27 at third base, this is that freshman year, nine is the DH and eight at the shortstop. So talk about that ability to, be able to be wherever they need you to be.
Yeah, I think growing up, I played different positions. I think that's what helped a lot. uh just I don't I think it's become natural to me. I can pretty much play wherever. I mean, I played outfield with Team USA, um third base in softball, third short. um I almost got to play first base this year. Got a little opportunity in practice. I did play first base in high school, so I think just growing up playing different positions has helped me, um, athletically wise. Being more agile on my feet. I think it's yeah. I don't even know.
Yeah, no, you're good. And so, I feel like the Team USA thing probably helped you for, being prepared for moments like, you get to the NCAA West Super Regional at Concordia and you have a 2 for 4 performance with 3 RBIs and a 2-run homer. So I say that to say, you probably got to the postseason and probably weren't scared of that moment. You've played in that type of atmosphere. What was it like to be with your team? Talk about your team. You talked about the postseason success, to go and play there and do what you do.
Yeah, I mean, the start of postseason at regionals in Sonoma, I think there was just no pressure on any of us. We were just going out there and playing and having fun. And I think that's what helped us be so successful in our postseason run last year. Just playing freely and no pressure on us, just trusting each other. I think it made the whole experience even better.
Yeah, so let's talk about the big question that everybody has. So how does it work? Daniel sends me the story, like I said, shout out to him. He felt good about it, Jill. Like, I mean, very, usually I go out and get the guests, and he sent that to me, and I was like, we've got to have her. You're right. You found someone who's, like I said, done something we've never seen. And so, how is it that you're able to play both baseball and softball this year? and even more so play a game for both in the same day.
Yeah, I mean, obviously my coach is incredible, very just being able to work with each other and work with me is just I'm very grateful for that. And this opportunity, I mean, it wasn't in the works for a long time. It was in the works for like 3 days before I went out there and played both games because our the bullpen was low on arms. You know, people are getting injured, and they were gonna have walk on tryouts. And my softball coach, Coach Steph, went out to Coach Jose, the head coach of the baseball team, and asked like we have a pitcher if you need an arm, like we have one. And so he let me come out and try out and made the team. And
Is there any kind of awkwardness going from one to the like? I mean, I don't know if you've pitched both in the same day ever in your life, but like, obviously one being the underhand and the one being the overhand. Does it feel awkward in any way? Is there any kind of specialized training, or is it, does it come natural for you?
I don't pitch in softball. I've never
You
pitched in
didn't pitch
softball.
ever in softball? That's it.
Never.
Daniel, do you not find that interesting that she never pitched in softball, but she pitches in baseball?
Uh, no, because just the mechanics.
Well, I
Yeah.
get the mechanics, but it's just the idea that she's a gunslinger.
I mean, I bet she wants to fire the ball across the infield, though.
Yeah.
I bet she could do that.
Or the
So,
out.
all right. So, obviously, based upon your answer, it's just overhand. And I figured at some point in another, you maybe pitch, especially a lot of great athletes like you do both. But so that's cool. So, when you get to playing baseball, you know, let me ask: are the guys that you're facing, are they giving you that look like, what is she doing before you end up striking them out?
I don't even know. I don't pay attention to them, honestly. I think there was a big I had a big support system there when I went in through an inning. Like that's all I can hear is all the support behind my back. I did not pay attention to the other team or what they were doing.
Daniel, you play college baseball. Is it one of the things hey, it's a big brother thing. If they mess with her, it's going down.
I mean, it's that, and it's a teammate, and like you take up for your team. But here's the reality: like all retribution is paid through the one player on the field, and who is that one player? The pitcher.
Oh, I don't know if you were asking me or her. That's why I apologize.
Yeah.
So
You got to be
in
specific who you're asking,
in
Daniel.
my eyes, it would be foolish on anyone's part, especially when you're gonna take the bump and you can be out there throwing. So that's just me. But yeah, I mean, it's a teammate, it's a brotherhood, it's a family. Yeah, you stick up for your people.
What makes it interesting, and I'm talking to both y'all as I phrase this, but Daniel, you know this, Jill doesn't. I went to Starkville to watch six of our guests play Mississippi State against Tennessee, and then went to Oxford to watch, well, like what, 18 of our guests between Mississippi State and Ole Miss. And I bring that up, Jill, to say the idea of what I'm talking about, that could have been you. I could have went and watched you in Starkville and then drove 2 hours and watched you again in baseball. That's the crazy reality of what we're talking about. What you're doing is rarefied air. Like, and you talk about it humbly, but I know at the end of the day, you have to be very proud of the idea that you're doing something that no one else is doing, and you've worked very hard your entire life to get to that.
Yeah, I mean, I am very proud of myself. I just feel like I with me personally, I feel like I'm always like there's something next, you know. I'm not just like okay, I did it and now I'm done. So I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable with okay, I made history, like that's it, like I'm good. Like I want to do more, you know. I'm not done like with just this. So I'm obviously proud of myself, but I know I can do even more.
What'd be cool is if you made postseason in both and then just kept this history going. And like, you're going from regional to regional. I don't even know what it looks like. We're talking about the helicopter again. You're gonna do a double header regional, and then you're gonna catch LeBron in the playoffs afterward. We're just gonna get it all.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. I mean, I think I need a helicopter for real though to get to both games.
So basically, she's just saying wherever the next wall is built, she's just gonna knock it down. No big
Exactly.
deal.
But I like that. She's not settling. You heard her. Like
No.
the dream, the accomplishments, it's not over yet. She wants to take it to the next level. And, like I said, hopefully, you get postseason in both, but at minimal, maybe you're getting a title in one.
I
Yeah.
mean, let me get recognized for an ESPY, and in my career, I'm done. I'm- I ain't looking for no walls to
But what's
break
funny,
down. I'm
Daniel,
done.
we've talked about it, and what she doesn't know, I talk about how many guests we've had. We've talked about this. The girls are always the ones that are making the Sports Center top 10. We've talked about that. All the best plays have always been the female athletes doing ridiculous things.
Yep,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, you ready to play a game before you get out
Yeah.
of here? All
Yeah.
right, the game is called This or That. It's sweeping the nation. Have you heard of it?
I think so.
Well, now it's official. You have. So it's very simple. I give you two options. You choose one option or the other. Can't say both. Can't say neither. Just go with your heart. Be definitive and pick one.
Okay.
All right, Jim. This or that. Who's it brought to you by?
Chinook Seedery, 8 flavors, mild to wild. Jill, have you had Chinook seeds?
I actually have, yeah.
What's
Let's
your favorite
go.
flavor?
I think one of my coaches brought the barbecue
That's
flavor.
what I had. That's the right one. Look, see, she's already doing better than Connor. Connor said he hadn't, Daniel. I said, got to get them things down to Jackson.
Connor's got to do better. That's all I'm gonna say. But I have a feeling in the next couple of days he will probably he'll partake.
Oh, I already
Chinook
know that
seeds.
When Brandon hears that he hasn't had any, Jackson Prep's gonna have some boxes.
Let's go.
Jill's gonna have some boxes too. You better believe that.
Well,
All
I
right,
hope
Joe. Here we go. Question 1. Would you rather grill out or go out to eat?
go out.
What's your favorite place to go grab food? It doesn't have to be fancy, just like if you're like, "Oh man, it's Tuesday night, we got to go here. Let's go grab this real quick."
Some steakhouse. I'm a
All
big
right,
steak person.
let's go.
Yeah.
How do you eat your steak?
Medium.
Medium. There you go, Jim. Medium. You hear
Finally,
that?
somebody is not eating that rare.
All right. Nice house or a nice car?
Nice house.
Yeah, I think I'd rather have a nice house too. Spend more time there, do more things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you rather trip and fall or would you rather pass gas in public?
Trip and fall. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've been watching this guy and I don't know how this
Well,
I know how this comes up on my reels
hold
is
on.
that
I do have a question. Are you passing gas and everybody smells it, or are you?
oh yeah, oh
I mean,
yeah.
I feel like
Like
they gotta hear.
people
We're
know it.
talking about being embarrassed. They're gonna hear it.
Yeah, for sure. Like it may not have
Which
a
Connor
smell.
said he would, the first, because y'all are guests 3 and 4 of the season. The first two guys said they'd rather pass gas before they trip and fall. Connor said that he would rather trip and fall. I don't know. Tripping and falling is just embarrassing to me. I'd rather pass gas and just say excuse me and just deal with it.
Well, I think like if I trip and fall, I'm getting up and walking right. Like just keep on going, you know?
Like whatever you was doing, you just gonna stop
But
and
yeah,
just
don't make
leave.
eye contact with anybody. Just get up and go.
I'm out. I, I've I've been running like in the morning, like and it's dark outside, and I've tripped and fallen a bunch. Like just like you hit concrete areas and it's uneven or whatever, and you're just running. And I'm thankful. Like I look around and I'm like, thank God nobody saw me. But like I don't think I would want to trip and fall in public at all. I think it's just very awkward, very embarrassing, and
But like I
kind of
told you, I don't think any
downplays
female wants to
athleticism a
pass
little bit.
gas. Like, I mean, my wife answered this question. She said there's no way she's ripping one in public.
Yeah, I don't think I can do that either.
All right. Would you rather, if you had the ability to be a softball pitcher or a baseball pitcher, which one do you think you would choose?
Baseball pitcher.
All right. Sports radio or sports podcasts?
Sports podcast.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Very
Yeah.
good answer. That's the right answer.
Yep.
No, I believe in sports radio too. I enjoy it for sure. Um, Justice League or the Avengers?
Avengers.
Quick
Guess
to
I got to
answer.
ask
So smart.
who's your favorite Avenger?
I'm a big Iron Man fan.
Iron Man. Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
I
She's all
That's
about the
probably.
red, white, and blue, dude. You've already picked up on that. Of course, it's.
Would you rather go on TV and play Survivor or play Big Brother?
Wait, like as a, I don't understand.
So, have you seen the show Survivor?
No.
Well, then that's probably why.
All right, you know what we got to do, Daniel? Go haunted house or jungle.
Would you rather, if you had to pick one, would you rather spend the night in the jungle or spend the night in the haunted house?
Oh, man. I think I would do a jungle. I don't think I could do a
Really?
haunted house.
The
Really?
tigers are real.
Yeah.
But Daniel,
Everything's real there.
I got a fascinating thing for you. I'm glad we actually went here because when I was reading Jill's profile, guess what? You remember we had a softball player come on here and say her favorite movie was The Conjuring, and we were like, that's a little, man, that's a little red flaggish. Somebody else's favorite movie is The Conjuring.
Oh, I love all the Conjuring movies.
Jill.
I could sit there at night, dark in the living room,
Oh my
watching this by
goodness.
myself.
That's and that's fascinating to me that you don't want to go to a haunted house. Is it because you truly believe in these Conjuring movies and you're like, not doing it, not putting myself in that spot?
Yeah, I just don't. If there's any chance of it being real, I'm not putting myself in that situation.
Look, I got to tell you, a lot's happened since we used to ask this question, Daniel. I went to Ripley's Believe It or Not in Dallas, and they have the scary haunted section. And you may not be familiar. She's going to be familiar, but you turn that corner and it's playing that little music box sound that's in The Conjuring.
Yeah.
And then you see they actually have the room that's just like that with all the stuff. And my son, rightfully so, he's 11, he bailed out. And I walked through it and I started videoing it so I could show it to my wife. I ended up deleting it on my phone because I felt like there was going to be a demonic presence attached to my phone if I didn't get rid of that thing. It was scary.
That's just
No,
ridiculous,
dude,
guys.
I'm telling
That's
you, man. The
ridiculous.
tune was playing, the doll was sitting there. It's a lot. It's a lot.
You
Well,
don't come up.
when I was younger, do you guys know the Queen Mary in Long Beach? I don't
No.
know if you guys know. It's like a
Fascinating.
haunted boat or something, like a actually haunted boat. Well, my mom took me and my brother when we were like 5 or 6, walked in, first 5 seconds, you're like, you turn a corner and there's like a haunted pool, like a drained out haunted pool. Me and my brother start bawling at the same time, like that we want to leave. It's just like the weirdest thing ever.
And then
That's,
she becomes fascinated with all this stuff afterward.
that's it. That's it. All right, Joe. Last question before we let you bounce. If I came to you and I had a briefcase full of crispy mint $100 bills and it equaled up to $10 million, and I said, you can have this suitcase of $10 million or your team can win the national championship, which one of those would you choose?
National championship.
Man, that's
Not a
crazy.
question.
That's crazy.
Not a question.
I'd pick $10 million
No.
and not even think twice about it.
Daniel, let me ask you a question. If you had the opportunity that she did, what about a national championship in both in the same year? Are you still taking the money?
Yes.
Bro, that's never been done. You'd be one of one.
Guess what else has never been done?
You didn't have
$10 million
dollars
in my pocket. Look, I love University of Tampa, and I appreciate everything they've done, but I'd give that national championship back in a minute. In a minute.
I don't know.
I know. I know. No, we always talk about it. It's really a phase of life thing. Like I'm in a phase of my life where like that not change doesn't just change my life, it changes my entire family's trajectory. Yeah. So like that means more to me than any trophy or any accolade or any championship that you could give me. Being the championship dad and husband means way more than, being a national champion in baseball. But if I was still a player or a coach, I would probably lean the other way.
Yeah.
So I get it. Makes sense. I get it. All right, Joe, before you get out of here, anything you want to plug or promote?
My Instagram at
Let's go.
Jillian Albayati. Twitter
Jillian
too.
At Jillian Albayati. If you want to know what Jillian's up to on a Monday, maybe she's recording a podcast. Maybe it's Tuesday and it's Taco Tuesday. Maybe it's Wednesday and she's chilling out. I don't know. Going over to Instagram, check her out. When's the next game?
Friday. This Friday.
I was just looking. They're not at the same place. So where do you go?
I'll be at the softball field, and then hopefully Sunday I'll be able to get there. I don't know how, but we'll figure something out.
You got to get this helicopter worked out.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, Jillian, we appreciate you coming on. We wish you nothing but success. Stay healthy, have fun, and if there's anything we can do for you along the way, please reach out to us and let us know.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
Absolutely. That is Jillian Albayati, everybody. If you like hearing Jillian's story or you just like hearing us average Joes talk X's and O's, please like and share the podcast on Facebook, retweet us on X, listen and subscribe wherever you stream your podcast, Apple, Spotify, you name it, we're there. Go check us out. Go to YouTube, look us up, hit the subscribe button, and on top of that, hit the notification button. That way, when Jem posts all these shorts, all these videos, you got the content right there in front of you. Boom. Right as it goes live, you can get it. As always, comments, ratings, feedback, thumbs up, hearts, hugs, love. We'll take it all. We'll see everybody next week. We've got a big one. We're going to be talking Vandy baseball with Ryan Ginther. This has been the In Off the Bench. As always, strong body, sharp minds, grit and grind all the time. We are out.